Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. How are you today? Thank you all so much. I see we just went from level 2 to level 3 of this hype
Chugga chugga
train.
chugga 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 chugga.
Thank you. You're amazing. Appreciate you, chat.
Love you.
You're wonderful. So let's get to the rules so that we can start answering some of these questions that you all have for us. First and foremost, we do give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we may have time to do highlighted messages. Please save your highlighting towards the end of stream though, because if you highlight it now, I physically cannot scroll all the way back up and check out the message and read it there. Your best bet is somewhere around like 750-ish, maybe, I don't know, but don't highlight it now. Also, highlighting a question does not guarantee that we are going to see it or answer it. Please watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, and then it just gets lost and we don't have time to repeat it. So short and to the point is better. Please, no spoilers. We haven't all had a chance to see the Mario movie or to see Mandalorian yet today, okay? So please, no spoilers. We would greatly appreciate that. Do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do it. We do get behind on bit messages, so there isn't a need to resubmit bit messages. Sometimes we're just about like up to an hour behind, and if that happens, I do have a list. It is very, very rare that a question is actually missed versus just, you know, in the queue and waiting.
Maybe check and see if your question's been asked
Yes.
already.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you. Yes. Might be a good idea to check to see if someone else has already asked your question. It's not that it's an issue. It's just we feel bad if you are like the fourth person to ask Doug what he feels about the new Spider-Verse 2 trailer. And we just have to be like, yeah, well, we've already seen that. We've already done that. Did we lose Doug? Doug!
Yeah, you did for a second, but it's
Oh,
fine.
okay. You're back. You're back. You're back. All right, great. Wonderful. You're back and pixelated. How fun.
Oh, am I back? Am I back? Okay. Am I
You
still
are.
pixelated?
You're back.
God damn. All right.
You're there.
Friday, we're supposed to have it fixed this Friday, but now with the studio practically being underwater, we'll have to see. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. God damn it.
Yeah.
Everything's going to hell.
We'll figure it out.
At least the Mario movie is out.
At least there's that, for sure, for sure. All right, well, let's get started then. Abnormal Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I'm glad you're reviewing Last Wish next week. How would you rank every Shrek movie from best to worst?
Man, it's tough with Shrek 2 and Puss in Boots 2. I'm still feeling that one out. After that, probably Shrek 4, then Shrek 3. 3's probably the worst.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. Happy Wednesday. What did you think of the Secret Invasions trailer? That show looks so epic. I keep forgetting to check it out.
Yeah, it looks good. How do I put it? If Samuel L. wasn't in it, I don't know if I would be like as interested as much, but it looks good. I mean, I don't know. Samuel L. can elevate like everything. Like even if you're just eating like dinner, like he'll make it phenomenal. The way he'll eat dinner will be 10 times better than the way you eat dinner. He's just that awesome.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you planning on seeing the movie Air or the Blackberry movie with a bald Dennis Reynolds?
Yeah, they both look good. They both look really, really interesting. I think they're both on Apple TV though, which I don't have. My brother has it, so I could go over there and watch it. But yeah, it's just finding time to. They both look really, really good though.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you'll do a fanscription for a Smash Bros. Movie with characters from the recent video game movies that have come out?
A Smash Bros. Movie?
Yes.
Don't think I've seen a Smash Bros. Movie, so I will have to check it out.
A fanscription for? Oh yeah, like I think they're saying.
Fanscription. Gotcha. I'm sorry. I misheard. I thought it was like a nostalgia. Yeah, sorry. Totally blanked out there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like if they ever got like a Nintendo universe going or something like that, that'd be kind of a fun way to bring them all together.
Mhm.
If we did, I feel like we'd have to wait for more Nintendo movies to come
Yeah.
out. Or we could just have Smash with the new Mario movie and the original Mario movie. Yeah, the two of them, that'd be pretty funny.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Happy Passover to anyone at Channel Awesome / in the chat who celebrates. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. Nice editorial today. The first Despicable Me movie is my favorite. It had the most heart, in my opinion, while the second had the most comedy. It never got into the Minion movies.
Yeah, the second one's not bad, the Minion one, but again, you have to know what you're getting yourself into. So yeah, it's I do like them okay. They've never really been my thing, but I've never like hated them either. I get why they would get on some people's nerves, but they never bother me.
Chorus, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, happy Holy Thursday. It's probably still Wednesday for you. Holy Week and Easter. I don't know if you're celebrating Easter too with Fridays and Mondays off work, but happy Easter nonetheless.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're gonna do Easter Sunday. We should do something with my family, so we're gonna do that. So thank you, and back at you.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What was the absolute worst joke in Thor Love and Thunder for you?
Maybe the one where I mean, like these kids are kidnapped and they're being held by this terrifying, like Christian Bale. Like he just looks like something out of a nightmare or something. And the kids insisting they be called Axel because he heard it from a band. Obviously, and they keep going back and forth. My name is Axel. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. I'm just like, oh my god, is this supposed to be threatening or not? And they went back and forth just like 5 times too many for me. I don't know. That one really got on my nerves.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. I want to be honest. I want Gru to stay a villain instead of being a good father in a family-friendly movie, but you can be both a supervillain and a good father. I just feel like, just like the ending of Frozen 2, the movie are afraid of the fans or the fans' parents or something.
I mean, can you be a supervillain and a good father? You can be a supervillain and a father, but can you be a good father? I don't know. I mean, I guess you could ask that in Despicable Me 4. I guess they announced that, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of the brother being a villain now. They ended the last movie that way. That's kind of a fun idea, but yeah, I don't know. I guess it could make an interesting plot.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you like Takis?
Not sure I know.
It's a chip. It's like a rolled up tortilla chip.
Let me see. Oh, I think I've had these. I don't remember if I liked them. I think I like them okay. I don't, I think I've had them. I don't remember disliking them. You know what I mean? So they're probably fine.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you started watching The Owl House yet? And if so, what do you think so far? P.S. How cute would you say King is on a scale of 1 to 10?
I literally just watched the first episode yesterday, and I already love it. That's actually probably the fastest I got into a show by that first episode. They threw a lot of information at you, a lot of character at you, a lot of world building very quickly, but it felt right. It really felt like, yeah, I got an idea how this world works and these characters work and everything. So I love the creativity of that world. So yeah, I'm already really, really liking it. And I mean, King's okay. I don't know. I feel like everyone has their own kind of like definition of cute. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Even though this character doesn't have it, I never got into characters that have like dot eyes. Like Pikachu, I never thought was that cute because I need something with really big, emoting eyes kind of thing. But everything else about him is very cute. They just gave him like the traditional anime eyes, the really, really big anime eyes. Then I'd be like, oh my god, that thing's adorable. But because not,
I was frozen today.
Oh god, that alert is so loud. Sorry.
Oh, which one?
We just got I was frozen today.
I'm on delay on my end, so I just saw it.
Oh gosh, maybe I do need to change those. They are a bit loud. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the trailer for Beau is Afraid?
I haven't seen the newest one. I saw a new one just drop. The teaser didn't look bad, but I don't remember it that well. So maybe the new trailer will be more interesting. I mean, obviously, that team does interesting stuff, but yeah. But what? I kind of like that didn't suck me in and be like, what's gonna happen? Because I do feel like trailers kind of give away a little too much. So I do like there's a little mystery to it. But again, I haven't seen the new one yet, so I guess I shouldn't talk.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Who's the more entertaining jerk? Bernard Black or Basil Fawlty?
Man, that's rough. Basil's more realistic, where they say Bernard in Britain is weird. And where Bernard is more surreal, and I kind of like they can go bigger with him being a jerk there. So I guess I go back and forth on it. But for me, I mean, I'm gonna like the surreal more, the thinking outside the box. So I guess I'll say Bernard.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 superhero castings of all time. Note, villains do not count.
Okay, Keaton as Batman, obviously. I'll say Kelsey Grammer as Beast. That was a big one for me. Man, let me see. And yeah, actually, maybe Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. That's pretty good for me.
I'm a little betrayed that there's no Reeves Superman on that list, but
Damn
that's
it!
fine.
You know, I was already kind of thinking as I said it. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, let's replace. Man, who do I take out now?
Yeah.
Let's replace Kelsey Grammer with Reeves, because the more I think about it, I'm like, shit. Yeah, that is Superman.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which video game movie would you want to see more? Legend of Zelda or Metroid?
Metroid for me. I want to see something that's like sci-fi, adventurous, and video gamey, but is also scary. That suit is really, really cool. I love to see it, you know, in like a cinematic universe. I love to see the different worlds you travel to. But I mean, I'm not gonna act like Zelda doesn't have a ton of possibilities to it either. But you know what I mean? I feel like when you hear a Zelda movie, you already have an idea what it looks like. Where with the Metroid, it's like, there's a couple of different directions you could go with that. Yeah, do you go more like you can see all of the alien world, or do you keep it really dark and what's behind the corner? Do you do both with it? Yeah, so I don't know. I lean more towards Metroid.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Woody Harrelson movie?
You know, I saw that one earlier, so I had to look it up. I think I like the Three Billboards movie. He was really good at it, and it's just a good flick.
Echo Whale, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, which do you personally like more? The Dark Knight Rises or an average DCEU movie?
I mean, so that's rough. Now I would say probably an average DCEU movie, because now it seems like when they're bad, they're kind of inoffensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where Dark Knight Rises, like I said, just that script is so bad. And it's acting like it's so sad. There's something about the self-importance of a movie. That's what gets under my skin, when it's acting like, man, you're not going to believe what we have to say, and we do it so cleverly. No one's ever thought of this, and we just dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. And it's like, no, you didn't. You did not earn this kind of thing. That's why I don't get into like Way of Water and the Avatar movies and stuff, like, because they're like, or Moulin Rouge, because they're like, you're not going to believe what we have to say. Love, it's important. Like, whoa, you know, like it's that kind of shit where it's that pretentiousness that gets under my skin. Where now I feel like the DCU stuff, like, it's trying to be dark and heavy, but it kind of knows it's light at the same time. So, like, I don't know, like Black Adam or the new Shazam and stuff like that. So I'm okay with it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever the movie? I don't know if it's seen or heard or whatever, but it's ever the movie The Family with Robert De Niro.
No, I never even heard of it. Try to check it out.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Star Wars character that is not from the original trilogy?
See, I was gonna say the Emperor, but that doesn't count because he is from the original trilogy.
It's true.
Yeah, I guess I can't say Obi-Wan either. I mean, shit. I really like that. Is it Hondo, the pirate from Clone Wars? But like, he's pretty great whenever he's in something. There's kind of like an ooh whenever he shows up in something. I guess I'll say him.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Interstellar?
That's a Christopher Nolan, right? I didn't like it. There's a few ideas at the end that aren't bad, and sometimes in the middle. Sort of without going into too much detail, the time traveling-esque element of it, I kind of like, and I thought utilized it okay, but it's way too overwritten, like a lot of his stuff, and just needed to, Just make it simple. Not everything has to be a big monologue kind of thing.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which DC show do you like more overall? Harley Quinn or Doom Patrol?
Doom Patrol. There's more weight to Doom Patrol, but I do really like Harley Quinn.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you planning on seeing any of these movies? Spinning Gold, Chevalier, Maestro, or Wonka?
I mean, I'm assuming Wonka is based on Willy Wonka, right? The others, the others I don't even think I've heard of. So I will keep them on my radar. But yeah, I mean, I'm not even. Are they all Roald Dahl movies coming out? Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. What's up, Danger? I mean, Doug! Sorry, I've seen the Spider-Verse trailer multiple times, including when I saw the Mario movie, and now that song is stuck in my head.
I can see that. Yeah, I just saw the Mario movie on IMAX. I gotta say that trailer for Spider-Verse looked pretty cool on the big screen, man. Yeah, I'm excited. That might be the movie I'm most excited for this year.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. NC recommendation, The Princess Bride.
That's another one. I don't know what I could add to it. I mean, everything I would say is good about it would be what everyone else says is good about it. I don't think I could add much. So yeah, unless I can think of an interesting angle or something new to add, probably not.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Robin Williams movie?
Man, Popeye, clearly. No, man, I really gotta, that's another one I gotta go through, like, the list of movies he's done. I mean, maybe performance, I really liked him in Insomnia. Like, he was legit pretty creepy in that, and believable as well. I guess I'll say that. I mean, I'd have to look at a list to really, like, get an idea, but yeah, he was pretty good in that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn movie Dodgeball?
Terrible confession. I've never seen it. It looked so stupid when it came out, and then everyone's like, no, it's actually really funny, and I completely missed it. It's memed all over the place, and it just completely went over, like, my head. Like, everyone saw it. I'm just, nah, that's stupid, and now it's like a cultural phenomenon. So yeah, my dumb.
I never saw it either, but we know that Waveflow is disappointed in us.
I feel like a lot of people would be disappointed in me. Yeah, everyone says it's very, very funny. I should check it out because I like sort of those dumb sportsmen. Like, I love Talladega Nights and Blades of Glory and stuff like that. So I should check that one out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever watch Murder, She Wrote?
Yeah, when it first came out. It was cool because, I mean, to me, Angela Lansbury was like, you know, bedknobs and broomsticks. And even then, I think we saw like an early recording of like Sweeney Todd and stuff like that. And, I think Beauty and the Beast just came out around the time when that show came out. So it was kind of cool seeing her as something. It's like, oh, it's that nice little old lady that's always so nice. And that, wow, people die in this? Holy shit. So, yeah, I remember liking it, but I haven't seen it since it came out.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 fast food chains.
I mean, I'm from Chicago, so I gotta put Portillo's on there.
Obviously.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to think. Popeyes. Love Popeyes.
Love Popeyes.
Man, after that, I feel like there's gonna be an obvious one. I miss it. It's gonna be a weird choice, but I feel like it counts. Little Caesar. Because when I just because like, okay, not that the pizza is great, but for the price, and by God, when I just want some fast breadsticks, that is like the perfect breadsticks that I want in that. I was raised on those breadsticks. My mom used to take me to Little Caesars all the time and get those breadsticks. It's a total nostalgic connection. But I love it. It might be, the food is literally ready right there. It's maybe even faster than usual fast food places. So I'm not saying it's like great pizza, but it's okay fast food if we're going by that measurement.
I just love that. I was raised on those bread sticks. The bread sticks.
No, you really nailed it though. The bread strips, because you like peel them off and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not great pizza, but it's good fast food. I will defend it as good fast food.
All right. Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Good news! I heard that Beetlejuice the musical will be in Chicago at the Auditorium Theater for 2 weeks in early November. Just thought you might want to know since you mentioned wanting to see it. Not sure if tickets have gone on sale yet, though.
Look into that, man.
Yeah,
only
I
2
meant to
weeks.
look into that. Yeah, it's only 2 weeks.
Okay, that's something my wife doesn't really get into like musicals or shows or anything, but she likes weird, dark, creepy stuff. So I'm like, maybe we could go check. She might be down for it. She loves Beetlejuice. She loves the movie. So
Yeah.
that might be something to check out. All right. Thanks for letting me know.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I'm beyond excited for your Puss in Boots 2 review next week. Speaking of which, who do you think would win in a sword fight between Puss and Jack Sparrow?
I mean, I feel like it's gotta be Puss. He has 9 lives.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Pleasantville. We watched it in 10th grade creative writing class, and I remember hating it. Haven't seen it since, though.
I like, it's funny. I think I saw that movie around that age, right? Maybe like 10th grade, 11th grade, something like that. And I loved it at that age. I feel like now I would still like it, but it is very, very obvious. It is like painfully hammered in obvious. They literally have no colored people signs out there and literally meaning like people who are colored, not black and white. But that's also kind of fun and clever. Like, I don't know. I like it okay. It's a little on the nose, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was clever enough.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your favorite joke in Rat Race? For me, it's the Barbie Museum joke. For whatever reason, that new Barbie movie trailer just made me think of that joke, which made me love it even more.
That is very, very funny. Maybe, I think anything with the two brothers in the car, whether it's driving while trying to catch up to the balloon or them trying to use the car to sabotage all the other flights, just them screaming at each other while things are going wrong is just so funny.
Sorry, chat is really excited about Chaplin's butt. Chaplin apparently showed his butt to the chat.
Would you like to see more? There's plenty more.
There's plenty more.
There's there it is from all different angles. So don't do a thing. Just stare at me awkwardly. Awesome.
Sorry, but Power Gamer just said that's Channel Awesome's ass.
I didn't feel Awesome's ass.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. Happy Mario Movie Day. I'm hopefully going to see it this Friday. I'm so hyped as heck.
Yeah, I literally just got back from it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good time. I don't know. I guess it's not getting the best reviews from critics. I think they're just, I expected more out of Mario. And it's like, I didn't. I just wanted a good, fun time. They gave a lot of fan service. That's exactly what it gave. I thought it was a good time.
Commander Hammerhead, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, here's a fanscription idea. Apparently, there was a chance for James Cameron to adapt Michael Crichton's novel Jurassic Park instead of Steven Spielberg. James Cameron himself said he would have followed the book closely and stick to the book's horror and sci-fi elements.
I mean, the movie kind of does, but you're right. There's a lot more heart to the movie than what's in the book. I can't see Cameron not doing that, though. But you know what? I could see him kind of making the kids a little bit like John Connor in Terminator 2. Like, you would like them, but they kind of be little shits as well. I don't know. I can see them. I can see him doing okay. It would be different. It would be a different type of movie. But for a fanscription, I feel like you just be like, you just do the book. Like enough is connected to it. So I don't know what we would do with a fanscription in that case.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who is your favorite character in Rat Race? For me, it's Breckin Meyer and Amy Smart. That helicopter scene still kills me.
It is. That's a very funny scene. I always forget that's Dean Cain in that scene. Just a random cameo from Dean Cain. That's it. We are through. Again, the brothers. Anything with them was so great. We still once in a while quote. It's not even in the movie. It's a blooper in the movie where the brother, he's got his tongue pierced through, he talks like this all the time. He's like, Dwayne, Mom's watching us from heaven. And they just can't get through it. They keep laughing. And so I think whenever we keep laughing in a moment, we get the giggles really bad. Rob and I will just quote, Mom's watching us from heaven. Like that. So yeah, we love those two characters.
Echo Whale, thank you for the 100 bits. We live in a rather strange time for movies where both Sonic movies got fresh scores on Rotten Tomatoes, but the Mario movie didn't. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's pretty silly. I don't know, and maybe I'd have to look at the review. I will say this: if you are not aware of the Mario games, the Mario character, anything, you are going to be very confused. They're like, it explains everything, but you just be like, why would they do this in a movie kind of thing? I mean, but it's, if you know anything about Mario Brothers, you're going to have a good time.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you ever considered that you simply didn't understand the rich themes of Avatar: Way of Water? I mean, seriously, saving the whales. Move over, Brazil.
Right. Yeah, now you know what? I gotta be nice because literally in the Mario review and then the Puss in Boots review, I rip Avatar apart twice, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta
Doug!
stop. I gotta stop. It's just I just can't believe that fucking got like whatever 77% of Rotten Tomatoes, and Mario's like, nope, this isn't for. I mean, it's visually dazzling, but the script just isn't there. Oh, what Way of Water is like? I don't know. That's like that gets under my skin. That's insulting to me. Mario isn't pretending to be anything but what it is, and Avatar is trying to pretend like it's going to save the world and say something amazing. Like, yeah, that's my thing. I will say those are just the cliches that irk me the most, and maybe the cliches in the Mario movie are what irk other critics more. But I grew up with those terrible cliches, so that's what drives me nuts.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Disney's Treasure Island from 1950?
Smoke the weed every
I saw it
day.
years ago. I remember liking it. I remember really liking that. Yeah, it's Long John Silver, right? Isn't that the guy in Treasure Island, the main pirate?
I think so.
Yeah, I remember really liking his performance. Like whenever I think the character, that's kind of the actor I think of. But I don't think I've seen it since I was a little kid. I should check it out again.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I watched Birdemic for the first time in April Fool's Day. I was so ready to laugh at it like with Troll 2 and The Room, but I found just about all of it dull and lifeless and not in an over-the-top way. It is now my most hated movie of all time.
I can see how someone would not get into that. I think it's fun for what it is, but it is one of those. I feel like that's going to be like the Christmas Story for bad movies. You know, everyone says you have to go check it out, but then it gets overhyped. Where something like The Room, you can say, "Oh my god, you got to check it out," and nobody can prepare for the oddness of that movie. You know, with Birdemic, it's like the bad effects and everything. Well, yeah, it's just like what you see in bad movies and the bad acting and everything. But nobody can predict like the strange choices made in The Room.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I'm curious if you've been watching Cobra Kai. You like it or not?
The new season hasn't come out yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought for a second I was like, I just missed the beginning of the new season.
I don't think so.
Yeah. No, I'm all caught up. I like it. I thought it started off a lot stronger than it kind of finished. It becomes very CW, but you know, like Dawson's Creek and stuff like that. But there's a charm to that too, and a cleverness to that. I guess I liked it more in the first two seasons when it did focus a little bit more on like the main rivalry, and it felt like it was corny, but it was mainly about these two and which one's the real bad guy and stuff. And now it's kind of like, okay, you're just showing like this is all kind of silly. The further and further it goes, the bigger and sillier it gets, but it's leaning hard into that and having fun with that, so I can't be that angry at it. But there was an excitement with that first season. I'm like, ooh, like what can you do with this? And they kind of pushed it further in the second season, and then it kind of got sillier and sillier. But the silliness is fun too.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. I watched the fanscription of the Mario movie sequel last night. My first fanscription episode, actually, and I just have to say, 1, love it and the concept. 2, Danny DeVito as Wario, chef's kiss, perfect casting. And 3, I could have sworn you brought Michael Clark Duncan back from the grave. Malcolm did such an incredible impression.
Right? And what's funny is that I said work on your Michael Clark Duncan, and he came in and did the voice and sounded a lot like him, but I'm like, now there's a very specific Clark Duncan I wanted to do is from Sin City. So we looked up a clip because Michael Clark Duncan's got the really deep voice, but he just talks very normal like any average guy. But the way he talks in Sin City is very precise and slow and very direct. And I was like, I need that. I need that. And I thought he nailed it so well. Yeah, he just did such a great job. Everyone did such a great job in that.
Deb the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on Bloodshot starring Vin Diesel?
I never saw it. I'll have to check it out.
CM Sully, thank you for the 100 bits. So I must ask, between Has Been Hotel / Hell of a Boss and Lackadaisy, which are you more excited for to see what they do in the future?
I guess it'd have to be Has Been Hotel because we haven't even seen what that production company is going to do and the changes they're going to do and stuff like that. At least with Hell of a Boss, we've gotten several episodes, which are all really, really cool. And Lackadaisy, it's like, now that we know it's a pilot, it's like, it's a good start, but you know what I mean? You get an idea what the show is going to be like from there on out. Something about Has Been Hotel, it's like, man, A24 doing a series, an animated series. What's that going to be like? Is it going to be like the web series? Are they going to make a lot of changes? Like, I'm really curious to compare like the online pilot to what it becomes.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I don't know if you've planned out the rest of April, but if you haven't, may I recommend reviewing Power Rangers 2017, since April is Autism Awareness Month and one of the characters is on the spectrum. If not this year, then next year, please.
Maybe. I have to watch it again. I don't remember. It's one of those I don't remember liking or disliking it. Like, I gave it credit for what it was trying to do. I don't think it always necessarily worked, but I don't know. I gave credit that it was trying to be like a real movie.
Okay.
But I don't think you should do that with Power Rangers.
Okay.
Like, you don't see the Power Rangers until the end. And again, as a movie, just like a real movie, someone's never heard of Power Rangers, it's like, okay, but it's like, I'm not even a Power Rangers fan, and I'm like, okay, I feel like we should be seeing some Power Ranger action around this point. Plus the Krispy Kreme stuff's really weird.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, also I saw your video on old versus new, and say you prefer the new over the old, which I think...
The connection's lost, so
oh, there we go. Hi.
Yep, I just said the connection's lost, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so basically I was saying that, yeah, it's cool that it tries to be like a real movie and everything, but I feel like that's not what Power Rangers is. You got to get to the Power Rangers earlier. I'm not even a Power Rangers fan. I feel like, yeah, they should be kicking some ass around now, I feel like.
Cool. I wasn't sure. I thought you had just abruptly stopped, so I started asking the next question.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No,
okay.
no. It's cool. You're cool. You're cool. It's fine. You were just answering the one before. Continuing. Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, also I saw your video on old versus new, and say you prefer the new over the old, which I think comes down to the instructor, Mr. Miyagi versus Mr. Han.
Yeah. It's weird, because looking back, I do find I personally like the original Karate Kid more, but just like as a movie and what they do and stuff like that, I do feel like I like the newer one more, and the way the lesson tied into it was a little bit more interesting, and the fish out of water sort of flipping it around was more interesting. So it is rough. I think I ultimately went with the new, but it's like, personally I have a soft spot for the original, but it's like objectively I feel like the new one was better.
Jepith, thank you for the 100 bits. Worst Best Picture winner in your lifetime?
Either Gladiator or Crash. Probably Crash. But I don't know. Gladiator did so nothing for me, and I was so ready to have fun with that movie, but that's another one like, no, we're gonna be important. It's like, no, you're not. You're bullshit. Just have fun with the bullshit. It's like, no. We're gonna be about something. It's like, okay. And then when it won Best Picture, I'm like, seriously, we're giving it to this? And I didn't see Crash when it won Best Picture. I saw it after it won. I'm just like, oh, good idea. There's a good idea in Crash, but it's not well executed.
Mustard Man, thank you for the 100 bits. The biggest sin of Despicable, that's the word. Despicable Me 3 is that the film commits the unthinkable. It takes Trey Parker, one of the greatest voices in comedy, and gives him lines so awful that even he can't save them.
Yeah, I like his voice too, and it was fun hearing him in that. But you're right. I don't remember laughing particularly hard at the stuff he said. I'm sorry. I got to react to this one after I said I didn't like Gladiator. Jesse, were you not entertained? That's pretty great. I like the fact that it's like I had to go back and see the movie to see what was the context of that line. And I don't even think he says that way. I think it's something like, are you not entertained? Something like that. But everyone does the big, are you not entertained? And I love the way everyone else does it.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. Just started watching Black Mirror. Probably one of my favorite shows right now. Are you a fan?
Yeah.
I like Black Mirror.
I'm trying to think what I saw up to. I think the Miley Cyrus one. Is that how far
Okay.
they went? Did they do more after that? I
They
can't
did
remember.
a couple more after the Miley Cyrus ones.
Okay, maybe I should catch up on them. Yeah, I liked it. I can't say I loved them. I didn't quite like it. Didn't blow my mind like everyone else, but I thought the ideas were clever. It's kind of a nice modern twist on like what Twilight Zone was doing.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. I personally think it was to Miyagi's method of teaching karate was a combination of muscle memory and patience, not just to, as you put it, lol, teach you karate.
Yeah, but that's also what I like about the new one. I like he incorporated like it is kind of everywhere and everything you do. Like he worked in that philosophy in it, which you could very much argue is in the first one. He's just not spelling it out. But because it's a film that's both of them are made for younger people, I do think it's one of those things where I'm like, that you can spell out a little bit. But both are good. I still like both of them.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on Rowan Atkinson's character in Rat Race?
He's fine. He's like everyone has said, he's pretty much an Italian Mr. Bean. But as Italian Mr. Beans go, I thought he was fun.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 150 bits. Can you do another grading show intro? I would recommend Rock the Dragon from Dragon Ball Z, Spider-Man 1967, and Mew Mew Power.
The only reason I'm not, because a lot of people did like it, is it was just more work than I thought it was gonna be. I was really excited to do more, and then when I was editing them, I'm like, oh my god, like this is going late into the night. For whatever reason, it took a lot longer than I thought. I think because the intros are so short, so I have to keep cutting back to a lot of clips, and I just don't want to show the same thing over and over, so I have to change the angle and zoom ins and slow it down and everything like that. So probably not, but thank you so much. You're not the only one to ask.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you individually rank the 4 vacation movies? Those being the original, European, Christmas, and Vegas.
I mean, personal favorite's gonna be Christmas. I watch it every Christmas. Then probably the first one, then European, then the fourth one.
Dragon's Toy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, went to a con this past weekend and got to meet Mara Wilson. She is awesome and sweet and says hi.
Oh, nice. Well, when you see her again, tell her I said hi. I'll tell her I said hi. I can do that whenever I want. But yeah, no, she's very, very cool.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Heather, hope you're doing well. I haven't been online much, but with my new schedule, that might change. Hope all is well with all of Channel Awesome. Yeah, we're pretty good. Our studio is a little
Is
worse
underwater.
for wear, but
But aside from that, fine.
we're
And
all
I
fine.
mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, we really are going to be okay. Don't think like, oh my God, they're so brave getting through the. It's like, no, the front had like rips in, the roof and everything. So water dipped out. But I mean, like, important stuff like, the props and costumes, the artwork that's on the wall, like all of that is fine. It's all stuff that's insured and can be replaced and stuff like that. So at least I've seen, we had an earth storm last night, so hopefully it hasn't gotten worse. But yeah, we're pretty sure it'll be okay.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite joke from the Austin Powers movies?
Hey, man, I feel like I was gonna say something with Dr. Evil because I love all that. I love it when the Dr. Evil and his son go to the father-son counseling. That was very, very funny. That weird monologue he has there. But my favorite, because it's just such a tiny little detail that they picked up on. I love when they're on the steamroller and the guard is really far away. He's like, no! All he has to do is jump out of the way, and he does it, and it's like a mile away and it's very slowly heading towards him. And that is such a great detail because there's so many times where it's like, why doesn't the person just move? So I thought that was very, very funny.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, with Peter Pan and Wendy just about to release, maybe an NC review for the 2003 version? And it's my personal favorite interpretation of the story.
I should do a review. It's on the list. Yeah, I guess it'll be 20 years old, won't it? Probably makes sense to do. I'll see if I can get around to it. I might wait for the new one to come out just so I can break out some more jokes. Because it's a Disney remake, it's probably not going to be that good. The director's really good, though. It is the guy who did, like, Pete's Dragon and stuff like that. But the trailer wasn't winning me over.
The Minnesota Superstars, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. We really
Thank you.
appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, Doug, last time I told you about YouTube channel was when it was at 450 subs. I want to tell you it's now at 1,100 subs. So I'm saying big thanks to you, Rob, Malcolm, Tamara, Walter, and Heather for being such big inspirations to me. I love you all and hope to actually meet you one day. Enjoy the bits.
Oh my God, so kind of you to say. Thank
That's
you
so
so
nice.
much. That's very, very nice of you.
Japith, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, a couple of streams ago, you were asked what actor you can't stand, and you struggled to answer. My point is, shame on you for not immediately saying Matthew Broderick.
You know, but a lot of the actors that I would usually say on there have gotten better with age. And even Matthew Broderick, it's hard to say he's gotten better, but I feel like he's leaned more into the awkwardness. I saw him in Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, and it's like, oh, that's just how he talks. That's just how he is. And it's so baffling. But now, like, whenever I see him in a movie, I'm like, all right, this is just how this human being communicates with everybody. And now I'm kind of intrigued by it. So, yeah, I don't know. He's still not very good, but knowing that about him is has almost endeared me to him.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, this is a follow-up to my Trek question last time, but on the even Star Treks, which is your favorite Star Trek film? And is there anything about it that you dig on?
Dig on. Oh, like maybe don't like. It's either 2 or 6. It's probably 2. 2's the most epic, but I like a lot of 6. I mean, if there's anything to like mock about the overacting, I mean, that's in all the movies, and that's part of the fun. Yeah, all that's so much fun. But it is big, it is epic, and when I was a kid, I bawled my eyes out when I guess I won't go into spoilers, but when a certain character dies, you all know who it is, but just in case.
Isn't it First Contact Day today, chat? Any Star Trek fans? Isn't it First Contact Day today?
Oh, is it really? Like, is this when First Contact is supposed to have happened?
I don't know.
Oh my God, that's crazy if it is. And see, that's always the thing where I'm like, why do they always put them so close? Yeah, like whenever it's sci-fi, in the future, this happens. Why do they always have the future so close to have it immediately dated? That's always so puzzling to me.
Kirok confirms, yes it is. Fantastic.
Okay, interesting.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you a fan of Dumb and Dumber?
Oh yeah. I even like the sequel fine. I'm not gonna act like it's great or anything, but the first film's really not great either. It's just funny. I still say whenever people say gross out humor isn't funny, and I'm not a big gross out humor fan, but Jesus, that toilet scene is one of the funniest things ever filmed. I don't care what anyone says.
Moon Deer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, big fan of your channel. Do you have any advice for new YouTubers or streamers?
The advice I always give, it sounds so obvious, but it really is the most important. You'd be surprised how many people don't follow it. Do it because you love it. Because a lot is rigged against you right now. If you want to know the truth, a lot is rigged against you. Like, every kid in the world now wants to be a YouTuber. Used to be a firefighter, an astronaut, and now it's YouTuber.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of competition. I mean, we got into it early. That's, a big chunk of that is luck. And yeah, we held on to it, that's the skill part, but it's like, yeah, you want to be able to look back and say, you know what, if nothing came of that, if nobody ever watched my stuff, I'd be doing it anyway. Like, I did this when I didn't even know you could make money at it. So if you can look back and say that, you've already won. If it does become something, you'll be all the more humble, you'll be all the more thankful for it. So keep that in mind. Outside of that, just be honest with yourself. Try to take yourself out of the equation. Look at the thumbnail you make, look at the video you make, how it starts, how long it is, and ask yourself, if I was just someone scrolling through and I saw this video, would I click on it? Would I watch it? Would I be sucked in by this opening? If not, why not? Just be brutally honest with yourself.
Yeah.
They
We're gonna
had the
pause for your back
balls
credit card
to
rant.
give one of the greatest superheroes of all time.
it's-
Thank
a
you,
back
Mythic Tyrant.
Credit
I
card.
I
No,
was gonna say, I was like, wait,
no,
did
does
somebody
not
mention
compute.
back credit cards now?
Does
Like,
not
oh,
compute. Does not compute.
Mythic Tyrant, thank you so
Thank you.
much for the
guys are
10,000
kind.
bits. That's an
Thank
incredible
you.
thank you. I felt like we needed to pause for our national anthem of Doug's back
Yes.
credit card rant.
Thank you so much. Oh my god, that's so kind.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite scene from Christmas Vacation? For me, it's literally any scene with Clark's Uncle Lewis. He is down one of the best grumpy old guys in movie history.
The blessing. We still quote that too all the time. Whenever somebody's not getting something, Rob will just shout, "The blessing." Yeah, man. Maybe the flip of that. I forget the aunt's name, but she's like Olive Oil and Betty Boop and all that. Is your house on fire, Clark? All her lines are so funny. Are you still dating that boy, Clark? Yeah, I'll go with that. She's pretty great.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Me too, Heather. I was disappointed in no Reva Superman. He amended it, so he can live today. Dan Evil Robot, thank you for that 5-month subscription. Welcome back. Hello,
Thank you.
Channel Awesome. Hello, Dan. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your favorite scene in the original Vacation? For me, it's the kidnapping scene at Wally World with John Candy.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I love him punching the moose. Yeah, a lot of it is in the ending, and so much of that scene is just John Candy's great performance. The moose out front should have told you. And that was always his thing. He always loved to create a character, and like he couldn't just come on and just be a guy. It had to be a guy you really, really remember and you almost felt like had a backstory and could have his own movie. So yeah, I might agree with you. Whenever I think of the movie and how funny it is, I do think of that scene.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. If we're going to be real, the only bad thing about the Mario movie is the man-children whining about Rotten Tomatoes and critical scores. We can't let their opinions control our lives. Now let's keep whining about their opinions.
It's funny you say that, because I do start off my review making fun of the critics. Give me a downvotes. I guess I just did here too. But I do say, if you really are not familiar with Mario or a diehard fan of Mario, it's probably not going to do anything for you. But who is seeing the movie who is not a fan of Mario? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. This gave me everything I was looking for in a video game movie. It took the world, just threw you in it, had fun with it, tried to throw as much at you as possible without being annoying, without you being like, oh my God, just shut up or stop with the bad jokes or stuff like that. So yeah, it's not great, but I had a good time with it.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. I could be wrong, but I think Monty Python and the Holy Grail will be 50 years old in 2025. With that said, could we possibly expect a review before or during that anniversary?
Maybe. Yeah, that's another one. I could maybe add a couple things to it, but I don't know if I could add a ton. And personally, I'm more of a Life of Brian guy myself. I like that one a little bit more, but I do really like the Holy Grail quite a bit. I like how dark and ugly it is. It's a very dirty film, and it sounds like it wasn't entirely by choice. It was very low budget, but yeah, I like movies where you do, even if they're comedies, you do legit kind of feel like you time traveled a little bit.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which Batman movie do you dislike more? Dark Knight Rises or Batman v Superman?
Man, that's rough. Because I really like Affleck's Batman, and I do like Wonder Woman in Batman v Superman. But Bane is so much fun. I do really like Bane in Dark Knight Rises. I guess I'll say I hate Dark Knight Rises a little bit more. And maybe because of the opportunity it could have been, at least with Batman v Superman, we had Man of Steel and we kind of knew what we were going to get with Batman v Superman. So I guess I'll go with that, but it's pretty close.
Japith, thank you for the 100 bits. In my opinion, the only unique way to make a Zelda movie is to make it in the style of a Frank Oz / Jim Henson 80s fantasy flick a la Labyrinth.
I mean, that would be phenomenal. I would love that. It ain't never going to happen, but I would love that. That's another one of those, I feel like those AI generated, like as a dark 80s film. I'm sure somebody's done that with Zelda. But yeah, no, obviously I would like it. It ain't going to happen.
JRM, thank you for the 100 bits. Nice use of Buster and the sponsors in today's Nostalgia Critic vid.
Oh, yeah. You can see why I don't film him as much as I film Chaplin.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I really hope you get a chance to check out the rest of the Planet of the Apes reboot trilogy. Caesar in those movies has one of the greatest story arcs I've seen in any movie character.
I did see the last one, and I know what happens in the other two movies, but you're right. I should check them out. Everyone says they're really good, and I should give them a watch.
A Pagan Priest, thank you for the 200 bits. Hey, Doug, thoughts on the Flash trailer?
Oh, it looks like fun. It's interesting to hear. Was it James Gunn that was saying like this is one of the best superhero movies ever or something? It's like, whoa, okay. Like that's really interesting. And I don't know. I'm thinking more what you were saying, Heather. I'm thinking it's going to be Thomas Wayne in that role. Just the more I'm looking at,
possible.
Just the more I'm looking at his performance as Batman, there, it's getting that feel, and it would just make sense in that universe. And I hate to say it, I'm kind of hoping it is because, like I said, him being that old and having the bat suit on just feels weird. But it's like, if it's not Bruce Wayne, it's Thomas Wayne, then it's like, all right, well, that's a different character, so we can do that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it looked pretty cool.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, since you played Ratchet and Clank, would you consider playing its sequel, Rift Apart, sometime in the future? It's way better than the first. It looks gorgeous and it's emotional. It's like playing a Pixar movie.
That's what I heard. I hear
it's so good.
And that's only on PS5, right?
Yeah, it's a PS5 exclusive.
Yeah, so at some point I'm gonna have to break down and get the PS5. But yeah, it is one of those things where I do want to check it out for any other reason, not just for the graphics, but because people say the game is great. And yeah, the same thing, like the story and characters are actually pretty good in it. So probably at some point, I don't know when, but at some point when I get that PS5.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Wonka is a prequel about Wonka's life. Timothy Chalamet is playing Willy Wonka. We haven't. I mean, we haven't seen anything about it yet, though. Like we've seen one picture.
Oh, have we seen I haven't seen the picture.
Yeah.
I mean, like a lot of people, I think we're all getting like reboot and prequel fatigue and stuff like that. But at the same time, I mean, it's like the story would be interesting. I'm not going to act like you couldn't do a lot with that and have a good time with it. So I'll have to wait and see. I need more information.
JT, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, hypothetically speaking, if Tim Burton said that he wanted to do a complete remake / reimagining of The Wizard of Oz, not a sequel, a ground-up remake of the original classic 1939 film, what would your reaction to that news be?
So just given, okay, if it's not Disney, I'll actually kind of look forward to that. Because the book is very different from the movie. Mm-hmm. And there is a lot of like weird, dark, bizarre stuff that they do with it. And I think he could have fun with, and he could do a good job with the visuals and stuff. Yeah, it'd have to be a studio that has like just no connection to the original Wizard of Oz or not. It's sad I have to say Disney because they did Return to Oz, which was very different and very much like the book, but that's just not the style of movie they make now. I would be down for it. You got to get him a good script, though. That's the thing. If he doesn't have a good script, he can't make it better. You have to have good writers involved.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Hitchcock film North by Northwest?
Oh, love it. Come on. I have a funny story about it. we had this film appreciation class in high school, and the teacher was kind of a flake. So he would turn up half the time, and half the time he wouldn't. And when he didn't turn up, we're just like, okay, let's just talk, whatever, and stuff like that. But with North by Northwest, when he didn't show up, everyone was like, but I want to know how the movie ends. So we actually played the movie and watched the rest of it because it's like, well, yeah, we want to know how it ends. And I already knew how it ended. But I love that everyone else is like, no, let's finish it. Let's actually legit see what happens.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 100 bits. Feels like just yesterday, Chaplin was showing Tiny Kitten Buster how to be a spokescat for Stamps.com. Now he has his own sponsorship. They grow up so fast. But seriously,
Yeah.
it's always a treat to see him, even if he's not super cooperative with the camera.
Yeah, you can see he still has many acting lessons to learn. But yeah, he's pretty adorable.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. If Rat Race didn't have the disappointing ending, which character would you like to have seen win the $2 million? Personally, I really would have loved to see an ending where John Lovitz and his family won.
I mean, for me, I feel like it'd have to go to the pilot and I'm forgetting his name, the guy with the pilot, because they're the closest to like ethical people in it. It's a romance, it's a love story. They're like the heart of the movie while also being very funny. So I feel like that would make, because they would probably then give it to like an orphanage or something like that. Something really nice.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. If you could switch the casting of two people from a movie, who would it be?
Switch the casting of two, like switch out or switch with? Man, because that can be a couple things. Okay, switch out. I'm trying to think of something where it's like just the miscast. Oh man, I'll tell you, if we're talking about the Mario movie, there is one thing I legit hated in the movie. When you get to Cranky Kong in the movie, Fred Armistad does his voice. I have no problem with that actor, but he is one of the most annoying voices I have heard in years. Like, I hate this voice. He's not even in the film a ton, but every time he talked, I saw it with Rob, and I'm just like, this is the worst, right? This is, I can't do this. I cannot take every time he talks. So yeah, him with like anyone, I'd be okay with.
Jepith, thank you for the 100 bits. You famously compared the original 1933 and 2005 versions of Kong. Thoughts on the 1976 remake?
There's so many. Let me see which one that is. Is that the Charles Grodin one? Because, like I said, there's so many. 76, was that it?
76, yes, correct.
I put 1776. Let's see. Don't show me the poster. Show me a clip. Oh, okay. Is that the Jeff Bridges? It is. The mechanics are kind of cool. It's ambitious. There's something weird about like when he's taking down the planes and Jeff Bridges is like, yay, like that. I'm like, dude, that's like people just doing their job. And he's like, yeah, kill him. Like, it's kind of like Lost World that way too. Like, that's really bizarre. But I don't know. It was, I admire the ambition of it.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Wonka? Barbie? Movies about Air Jordan and the BlackBerry? After Everything Everywhere All at Once, did the film company say, okay, folks, after that pesky original film, we're doubling down on brand recognition?
I mean, I will say this. If it's based on a true story about how something came to be, especially if it's, I hate to say it, especially if it's a product, I'm down for that, because I do get the feeling like people don't really think about how much goes into, I mean, not just making like a movie. I mean, I make fun of movies all the time, but it's like the making of them is like, grueling. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but also the making of a brand, of a product. Yeah, if you watch, was it the Orange Years, about like the making of Nickelodeon and stuff like that? Like the making of it is fascinating. Like the people who came up with that orange logo also came up with like the MTV logo. Like that is fascinating to me. And they said, no, Nickelodeon should never have one like shape for a logo. It should be a color, and it should be a text, and then the shape always changes. And it's like, what an inspired idea. So just imagine like being a fly on the wall in the room where that's being discussed is like so intriguing to me. So yeah, the idea of doing stuff on that, I think, is really, really cool. And honestly, if you're gonna do if we're gonna keep repeating these IPs over and over and over, do something fun with it. The Barbie movie looks really fun and
Yeah.
original and new. Honestly, I'm hoping Wonka is the same way. If they're gonna make it, like, breathe some new exciting life into it. Even that Matilda musical on Netflix was fantastic. It was so well done, and my dad's calling to agree with me. So yeah, if Dad says that's the way it should be, I can't disagree with him.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite joke in Blades of Glory? For me, it's the chase scene with Will Ferrell and Will Arnett. Seeing Arnett take a hostage and Ferrell being the one to say, "Don't make me kill her," was absolute gold.
I love when they're on the escalator. He's like, "So, what are you supposed?" They just make chit chat like, "So, what are you supposed to be dressed as?" He's like, "John F. Kennedy." He's like, "Oh." He's like, "It's gonna make sense." And I like because you are like, "Well, how is this gonna make sense?" And then we see it later. It's so funny. Man, it's really, I think the ending, it's got to be the ending when they just fly out of the stadium and the roof opens up in that bright light. It's like, that's the perfect ending to that movie. It just shows, yeah, none of this was important. This was a complete waste of time. Thank you for enjoying it. That was just the perfect cherry on top.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. One must go, and one of these things is not like the other. Portillo's, Lou Malnati's, Wrigley Field.
Oh man, I mean, a part of me does want to say Wrigley Field because I don't really hate it
You
that much,
can't
but
take away Wrigley!
I won't. I'll say Portillo's. I really like Portillo's, but I'm not giving up Lou's. Lou's is the
No.
best. That's some of the best food I've ever had.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think A Christmas Story Christmas might be better than Christmas Story 2? I remember watching the trailer and it looking pretty okay, and using an app to see the YouTube dislikes, it surprisingly got very little.
It is a lot better than Christmas Story 2. It's better put together. It's hard to. Do I like it? If it just cut back on like the references and it tightened, like tweaked some of the problems with it, I'd probably be like, this is a great, sequel, reboot, whatever you want to call it. So it's right. It's the best Christmas Story related thing after A Christmas Story. But all the other things that have come out, so take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, after the original, I think that's the best thing related to it that's come out since then.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, what can Cadbury do to make their chocolate eggs taste good and please your unsophisticated palate?
Well, if it's so unsophisticated, I don't think you deserve the answer. I don't know. The filling is the big thing. I feel like the chocolate I can get past, but just make the filling actually like gooey. Make it like where when you open it up, it's like pouring out. It's not like just silly putty inside there. And make it like actual cream filling. Make it cream. I mean, like I said, it's like solid. It's like chewy milk. It's just not good. So yeah, that's the big thing for me. I'd say.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, there's a film called Jesus Revolution that's on that list of legit good Christian films. It has good acting based on a true story, and the guy who plays Jesus on The Chosen is in it. It might be worth checking out.
I was a little curious to check it out. Brad reviewed it, and he said it's very in the middle, leaning towards it, not that great, but he's like, it's not that bad. And maybe when it comes to streaming, I might check it out because I do like Kelsey Grammer, and the story actually sounded legit interesting. But it sounds like they take some liberties with it. But I guess you can say about a true story.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the 1981 Australian film? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna mess this up. Gallipoli. I don't know. It's directed by Peter Weir and has one of the most depressing endings shot to a movie ever. Also, Mel Gibson is actually really likable in it. Gallipoli? Gallipoli?
It's spelled again?
Gallipoli.
I thought that's what it's spelled, I guess. I don't know. I did get it right. Oh, it was Mel Gibson.
Gallipoli. Thank you, Dragonstoy.
I guess it's, in 1981.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of this. I will try to check it out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. If they were to make the Home Alone film within the film, Angels with Filthy Souls, who would you want directing? Who would you cast?
I've thought of that in my brain. Like every once in a while, I get an idea where it's like, man, what if I just made like a fan film of that to show it led up to like that scene or something? That and the Itchy and Scratchy movies, the other thing where I'm like, man, how would you do a movie on that? Because they say in the show, like, and after 9 Academy Award nomination, I'm like, man, what's in that movie that could make? Because then I think like, like the Lego movie or Into the Spider-Verse, where it's like, those were nominated and won Oscars and stuff. Like, how would you make it that good? So in terms of who would I get? I mean, fan casting. I mean, I feel or fan directing, I guess. I mean, I feel like I get like Howard Hawks or something like that, like a traditional film noir director. And the cast, the same people that are in it, man. Yeah, looked like they were doing fine.
King of Autumn, thank you for the 100 bits. Love the latest fanscription, and here's what I came up with to see a Super Mario Bros. 3 look like. You can totally steal this if you want to. SMB3 can be about after the death of Bowser, the Kooplings. Half can be serious, the other half be hammy as hell. Take their revenge on Mario with their main henchman, Bullet Bill, played by Mr. T. For the post-credit scene, Luigi opens. He's mailed to see he's won a mansion from a sweepstakes, leaving it open for a Luigi's Mansion movie.
Whew! Well done. I did say if I was going to do a Mario 3, we'd have to work in the Koopa Kids, I think. And a lot of people in the comments are saying, Donkey Kong, we want Donkey Kong in there. So I guess I'm trying to figure out how to work that in. Yeah, I haven't thought that much about it. I am kind of happy more people are going with the first ending. I really thought, they're going to do the second ending. I'm going to have to work with that. But most people are like, no, the first one's legit pretty good. So I'm like, that means a lot. Thank you. It makes my job a lot easier.
GRK Pectus, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you tried 3D art? I know it seems overwhelming, but you get used to it fast, and I think it will help you better understand movies with 3D art.
I don't think I know what that is.
3D art? Like CGI?
I mean, is that what they're talking
yes.
about? I mean, like,
yes.
Oh, okay. But have I tried? Oh, like actually, like
used programs to animate in 3D.
No, but I appreciate the artistry and the tech know-how that goes into it, certainly. Yeah, and I feel bad because whenever I talk about like CGI and 3D animation and stuff like that, it's not all like I want to downplay it at all, because it does take a lot. It's very impressive. But I do think there's more to the hand draw. There's something that feels more personal with the hand drawn, and you have to keep drawing it at every single frame and stuff like that, where with 3D, you make it look good once, which is still impressive. But then after that, you just kind of move it around. You know what I mean? And there's still expressions. There's still the artistry of movement and stuff like that. But there's not creating the picture every single time. It's you move it like a puppet. And puppetry is also a great art form. But I appreciate hand-drawn more for that. The fact that you have to create a new drawing every time. It feels more alive to me. I also like the simplifying of like everyday life and everything to a line. Like, what's the most important thing you can look at on a shape and say, I'm going to put a line to that? I don't know. Weirdly, there's more dimension to 2D art than 3D art to me.
Thank you, chat, for Hype Train number 2. You're amazing. There we go. Family Man Donnie, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you ever thought about reviewing classic films? Not as nostalgia critic, but just as yourself. Would love to see you cover Fritz Lang, Akira Kurosawa, Alfred Hitchcock, etc.
It's another one where I feel like there's so many people that do it and can do it better than me. I like doing more modern movies or movies that have come out like in the 80s or so because I grew up with them. I can talk about what they were like seeing it as like, a younger person, comparing it to being older and stuff like that. The ones I love to do is someday I'm going to do a video I've talked about before about how Wizard of Oz, Snow White, and Where the Wild Things are like the holy trinity of emotional storytelling, where the logic of the story doesn't matter. It is all about the emotion drives everything. And I love to do that. Obviously, Snow White and Wizard of Oz are classic movies. So, yeah, at some point I'll do a video like that. But, yeah, everything else I feel like people have talked about to death and have analyzed to death. And good. They should be, but I don't think I can add anything new to a lot of them.
Thanks for the raid, Constable Gamer. Welcome
Thank
on
you.
in, everyone. Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Will we possibly see a review of Chicken Run in the future, whether it be on its own review or a collection with other Aardman/DreamWorks films?
I did for DreamWorks so we literally just released a compilation of that, so you can check that out. Yeah, outside of that, it's another one where it's like I don't feel like I can add much to it. It's like it's good. It's a good movie. I can't throw too much else at it.
King of Autumn, thank you so much for that 38-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the Vincent Price movie House on Haunted Hill? Just watched it last night and I thought it was fun.
Oh, that is the word. It is fun. There's a great Riff Tracks screening they did where they riff that movie, and just watching it with an audience is so much fun because it's such a fun movie because there's some scenes that can be both legitimately kind of creepy but also hilarious. I feel like most people know what I'm talking about when they see the lady in the dark like this, but then she just moves like that, like she's on wheels. And it's very, very funny, but it's also a little creepy. So yeah, it's great, corny fun.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which actor do you think did the best job as their character in the Mario movie? Personally, I was shocked by how much I liked Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
He was okay. Honestly, everyone, with the exception of Jack Black, because I think his delivery, I forget, his voice can have like this impressive bass to it that he can do. Everyone else, they're fine. They're pretty interchangeable. You can kind of have anyone play those parts, but they're not bad by any means. And I'll say this, I wasn't listening to him thinking, oh, that's Chris Pratt's voice, oh, that's Seth Rogen's voice, or anything like that. It's like, but at the same time, I'm not like that's our Mario now, that's my Luigi now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're totally fine. They're not distracting or anything.
King of Autumn, thank you for the 420 bits. It was very well timed. Thank you. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which video game movie did you like more, the new Mario movie or Sonic 2?
Man, that's because the Sonic 2 is funnier. But in terms of like getting sucked into a world and enjoying being in that world, like a world I've always wanted to see, on the big screen, like Mario's kind of fun for that. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little like apples and oranges, which is good. It's a Sega movie and Nintendo movie, so I guess it makes sense. I don't know. I gotta think about it.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen The Edge of 17? It's one of the greatest coming-of-age stories I've seen, and Haley Steinfeld gives a fantastic performance.
I don't think so. Let me see. Edge of 17. Yeah, I don't even think I've heard of this movie. 2016. All right. I'll check it out. Looks good.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite horror remake? My personal favorite is the 1979 version of Nosferatu, directed by Werner Herzog.
Oh, if you like that, you see Aguirre, Wrath of God. That's a great movie. Favorite horror remake? I mean, I feel like it's got to be The Thing. I've just never seen a film like that. Those effects are still like, I still look at that movie saying, how the hell do they do that? Like, spectacular. I've never seen effects like that. But it's also a really good movie. It's suspenseful and it's funny too. Yeah, no, I think that's got to be it.
Alpha Josie, thank you for that subscription. Welcome. Appreciate that.
Oh,
Alpha-
The Fly. Also, I'm sorry. That's another where I'm like, wait, that or The Fly? It's like, now it's really rough. I think I like The Thing a little bit more, but man, The Fly's really close.
Alpha Josie, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. I missed you at C2E2, but I sent a friend to take a photo with me on her phone with you. Hope it was a fun con experience.
Oh, yeah. Oh, C2E2 is always a lot of fun. Man, the artist alleys and the exhibitors and the cosplays and everything. And I feel like if it's not already, it's pretty close to back to pre-pandemic numbers. So that's really, really nice.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the short in the Puss in Boots: The Last Wish Blu-ray titled The Trident? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I haven't. I'll try to check it out.
The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on John Cena in movies?
Oh, he's funny.
You can see him?
What? Yeah, okay. Um, the what was the first one? Was it Trainwreck? Was that the one he was in? There was some movie I think I think that was him. See, now I gotta know. God damn it!
I
But
don't
I
know.
remember in the movie Trainwreck. I remember. I think I remember not really knowing exactly who the guy was, and let's see. Oh, maybe it's not. Okay. Oh no, that's him, John Cena. Yeah, I remember. Like I could tell that was a wrestler. I'm like, I think I seen him before, like on wrestling and stuff like that. And there's always a sense of like, okay, wrestlers are pretty funny, but can they act funny? You know what I mean? And he was so funny in that movie. I'm like, man, this guy, and it's one of those things where you always kind of hope, like, I hope this guy becomes a star because he's really good in this. And now he's like a gigantic star, which is fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. It's always nice when you see someone, and even if they're in something good or bad or whatever, which Trainwreck I think is fine, but you always kind of hope they go on to something. When Kevin Hart started out, I remember he was in nothing but crap movies, but I'm like, he's funny. I hope he goes on to stuff, and he has. So I like when that skill does pay off, even if it's not always the best thing.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who is your favorite hero in a Tarantino movie? For me, it's Brad Pitt as Cliff Booth in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Favorite hero going through the movies now. Okay. I don't want to say favorite as in like he's the most ethical or anything, but that's why I find it so interesting. I gotta say Django. Because the interesting thing about that movie is like, man, at the halfway point, was doing all this to save his wife, to get her out of slavery and stuff like that. But he has to be a slave owner, and he's treating these people. I mean, to commit to the role, he has to treat these people like absolute garbage. He has to betray his race to save his wife. And just looking at this, like, is this good? Is this bad? Like what? It was so conflicting watching him in that, and again, because you're like, man, he wants to save his wife. You get it, but he is just like doing terrible things to these people. On top of that, it was so fascinating. I think that's like the most interesting stuff in the movie. What's already a very interesting movie. So yeah, I'll say him.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Without going into heavy spoilers, was there a part in the Mario movie that you really enjoyed?
It's not very long, but the Rainbow Road scene was really, really fun. I kind of wish it was longer. And that's one of the few complaints I have about the movie. I wish every scene was like a minute longer. It kind of went from one thing to the next, which is okay. It gets the job done and everything. But I'm like, man, I wish I could just have like 1 minute more in some of these scenes. But yeah, that scene, again, we saw it on IMAX. It was a lot of fun to see in IMAX.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the first Ted movie? Personally, find it really funny.
I remember being okay. I didn't quite like fall in love with it like everyone else, but the premise is funny. I knew it wasn't. Everyone's like, oh, you have one joke and you're gonna make a movie out of it. I'm like, no, I know there's more here that you can work off of, and you can work off their connection and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought it worked. I never did see the second one.
JPith, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Forrest Gump? Yes, I'm going there.
I half like it and I half don't, which is honestly half more than I thought I would looking back on it. It's one of those I almost want to hate more, but there is a genuineness to the film. There is a sincerity to it where I feel like, and it's hard for me to explain why. I'm not very good at explaining why, but sometimes you see a film that does something similar and it feels exploitive, and I can't always pinpoint what it is, but it just gives off that vibe. And I don't get that exploitive vibe from Forrest Gump. I do get that sincerity. It doesn't always work, and it can come across as, a little gimmicky and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that he wouldn't say that, or that's a movie moment or something like that. But I think it works just enough. I think because of the world, a lot of it's because of the world he inhabits and the timeline he inhabits. And I think because everything happens to him, he hits every major historical thing that happens in that timeline. I think people know it's not supposed to be taken 100% seriously. So I think it works. I'm not going to act like there aren't moments that do not work in it, absolutely. But I think it balances out okay.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. I forgot that the Channel Awesome studio was a little disheveled. You gotta use this to your advantage, Doug. Just have Tamara say that today's film got NC so mad that he did that.
The only reason we can't is because there's going to be people putting it back together. Honestly, it's not even that, right now, because I'm shooting the editorial and the next review, at home. It's not so much like, oh, it's so destroyed, we can't shoot anything there. No, we can. It's that we have people coming in that are going to be putting it back together, and that's going to make a lot of noise, and we don't know how long that's going to take. So to be safe, we're just going to, shoot a couple at home. For how long, I don't know yet, but we'll see.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. With all the bad weather hitting the States, I can sleep soundly knowing one simple fact. At least I'm not in Chicago.
I mean, jokes
Chicago's
on you,
great.
bad weather for years. Yeah, I mean, it's like we do get a lot of bad weather, but we don't get forest fires.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite John Hughes movie?
Probably Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Home Alone, a close second.
Moon Deer, thank you for the 100 bits. I hope you're having a great day, Doug, and can't wait to see more reviews from you.
Yeah, there's more on the way. We got a Mario one coming out tomorrow, and more NCs, and Puss in Boots next week. So good stuff's coming.
Coburn, thank you for the 100 bits. I rewatched Soul 2020 movie again by Disney, and while not spoiling the plot, if what happens to a certain important character that lands in China at the end of the movie, I hope she becomes language minister. Her spark tells her gone Chinese is better, and that Mandarin and Cantonese sounds bad. Now that would be a sequel I would pay for.
Man, I kind of know what you're talking about, I think. Yeah, maybe I gotta see the movie again, because it's ringing a little bit of a bell, but not much.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Should we be expecting any crossovers in the near future? Will we see any familiar faces in any upcoming Nostalgia Critics or Dark Tunes?
I've always said whenever I do the SpongeBob movie, I should probably do it with Phantom Strider, because he knows much more about SpongeBob than I do. But I did see the movie, and I do know enough about what a phenomenon it was / still is. But yeah, I feel like I need an expert on it, so I'll probably bring him in on that. I still don't have a date for it, but that'll be one in the near future.
Mythic Tyrant, thank you again so much for the 10,000 bits. We super
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
that. Thank you. Hey, Doug and Channel Awesome team, just wanted to say thank you again for all of the amazing content. Still the coolest dedicated YouTube channel out there. Such an amazing cast, and Channel Awesome has earned its name. Heart.
My God, so kind of you, and thank
you.
you so much for the bits too. Yeah, that's all very, very kind. Thank you so much again.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm of the opinion that the comparisons between Kimba the White Lion and Lion King have been wildly exaggerated over the years. However, the similarities between Toy Story and that Jim Henson special, The Christmas Toy, are legit sus to me.
It's so the toy. I gotta see that. I did see that Jim Henson special. I feel like that story's been done before, though. Like, even before, like, it's just kind of a common story. Monsters Inc. was the same thing. It was a very common story. But with Kimba the White Lion, I know what you're talking about, because it's not beat for beat the same story. It does go in different directions, but I feel like it's the same story in the same way that, like, Frozen is, the Ice Queen. Like, it's supposed to be that story. They just take liberties. Like, the stuff that does happen in it is so coincidental that I just don't see how someone can say, oh yeah, we just happened to come up with these ideas back to back, like pure coincidence. Like, I can't see that. But at the same time, you're right. It does not go the exact same route that Kimba does. Kimba does go a different direction, but I don't know. It's like if there was a woman who lives in a house with 7 little people and a witch is after her, but the story goes in a different direction. Sure, but how can you not point out the connection to Snow White? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. My one concern for Inside Out 2 is that I don't want the character Bing Bong to return. I love
Mm.
his character, but it would ruin the impact of the first movie.
I totally agree. The one thing I really want to see, I hope they do, uh, but I don't know if they're going to, is I would love as she gets older, like, and other people, who maybe have more, like a better word, like pushy emotions and sort of like want to influence and take over other people's emotions. Like, I'd love to see like a pirate ship, like they swing over and like take over like the other emotions. You know what I mean? Like the emotions from other persons, like mine, like swings in and like it just like holds them hostage or something, because like I feel like that happens in real life, where with someone with a strong personality and someone that's growing up and is more impressionable can suddenly feel like, no, this person's right, yeah, and kind of take over your thoughts in a weird way. That'd be fascinating. I feel like there's layers to that. That'd be an interesting conflict as well. But again, the mind's so interesting, you can do so many fascinating things. But I'm like, that's the one visual where I'm like, that'd be interesting, that'd be cool to see him try something like that.
The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Ninja Sex Party and favorite song?
Man, I'm trying to think now. I know who they are. The videos, the music's very, very cool. I'm trying to think of which ones where I was like, man, that was cool. Like I want to say like one of the more video game oriented ones. Although the one that's always in my head was Danny, don't you know? Danny, don't you know? Like that one's, it's probably that one. I know that's like everyone's favorite, but it's like it does stick in my head. It's a very poignant song. I guess I'll go with that one.
JRK Pectus, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think a character has to do to be an anti-hero but not a villain? Where's the line? I'm asking because I think Black Adam being considered an anti-hero is a joke, but Walter White is 100% a villain. I think an anti-hero has to murder at least one non-threatening innocent person intentionally, but saves more people than he kills, like Moon Knight or Venom.
It's a gray line. It's like watching a movie and being like, is that a good person or a bad person? Like, I like when you can't quite say, or maybe there is no clear answer. I don't know. I always think like mafia movies and shows usually do that pretty well. Yeah, I don't quite know. All of it, I guess, is dependent on how it's framed. I mean, you can have someone that doesn't kill anyone, but still does like, you know, shifty things that are not, good to people and stuff like that, but you can see the reason why that person does it, and you can relate to it, and maybe there's some good in the person. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's quite like a qualification, like, yeah, check mark, it matches all these boxes. I think it's just a case by case situation.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever felt sad that you can't enjoy a film, show, or video game that the whole world loves to death? Again, not annoyed or disgusted, but just sad.
Some things that like kids grow up with, I do feel like, man, if I was a kid, I know I would love Pokemon. If I was a kid, I would be all over that. The collecting of them, the throwing the ball and a monster pops out and they fight each other, and you trading the cards back and forth. I mean, we did stuff like that when we were kids, but we do with like Ninja Turtles and X-Men. We trade like Marvel cards and stuff like that. So just the idea of this, cartoon series, games, stories, and stuff like that, where all of that is tied in, is so clever. But as an adult, it does nothing for me. Yeah, I guess that's what I know. There's others. I love the few times I've walked into a toy store being like, oh wow, like what are kids playing now? What are kids into and stuff like that. Like all that's really neat. But yeah, that's the one where as fun it is to make fun of it and have people go bah, 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 at me for it. I do know if I was a kid, I would love the shit out of Pokemon.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Of the 6 Monty Python actors, which one do you like the most? Personally, I love Graham Chapman. His main characters of King Arthur and Brian always felt like they were barely keeping the movies grounded in reality with all the insanity that happened around them. May he rest in peace, along with Terry Jones and the Blue Parrot.
Yeah, originally I would have said John Cleese, because he's always the heartless bastard. He plays him great and stuff. But the one that's growing more and more on me is Eric Idle. I just love how upbeat he is about everything, and it doesn't matter if someone else is an asshole or he's the asshole or whatever. He always has a chipper song, and he always has, the always look at the bright side of light. He's being crucified at the end of that movie. He starts singing the song, and that is so, that persona he creates, that cheeky guy. So that's growing on me more and more. It's probably him.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the character Aunt Edna from the original Vacation movie?
I was just talking about her. Yeah, that might be my favorite character, honestly. Yeah, I don't. It's another one where it's like she's so funny, but she's so upbeat and pleasant, but she's just so not in reality. But she's kind of trying to be. But either way, whether she is or she isn't, she's just so happy. Yeah, I love characters like that. Like they're in their own little universe, but they're just so content.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie Hitchcock with Anthony Hopkins?
It's good. It's one of the few Hopkins performances where I'm like, I don't think he should have played this role. I mean, he's giving it his all, but you need it. There's a lot more actors, I feel like, especially British actors, that I feel like could have done that role more convincingly. It didn't have to put the makeup on and stuff like that. But it was interesting. Sort of the backstory of making that movie and the connection between him and his wife. But yeah, Hopkins is the one thing where I'm just like, I love that dude, but I didn't think that worked.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Nostalgiaween for Babadook.
Why am I blaming? Oh yeah, okay, I know what that is. I like it. I didn't love it. I love the first half more than I like the second half, which I find is true with a lot of scary movies, honestly. The buildup is so good that the payoff usually can't live up to it. But it's not bad. It is good. Man, I'll think about it, because that's become a pretty big movie. I might have some stuff to say about it. I'll think about it. Might not be a bad idea.
We might have to pick up the pace just a little bit here.
Gotcha.
We're 40 minutes behind.
Gotcha.
Red W, thank you for that subscription. Welcome, appreciate that.
Thank you.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for the Gilligan's Island animated sequel, Gilligan's Planet.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. I think it's more of a Brad Jones thing.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for the animated Spaceballs series.
There's another one I haven't seen. I'll try to check it out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Spaceball moments not involving Dark Helmet.
Oh, that's rough. It's got to be something with John Candy. I don't know why I love the sincerity when he says, "I'm my own best friend." I just love that.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. We're apparently getting one last story for Pixar's Up in the near future. It's going to be kind of hard because not only is it the final Up-related story, but it'll be the last time we hear Ed Asner as Carl.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I guess I'm curious what they do, if it's a short or whatever. All right, I'm curious.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. How likely are you to review more 80s cult hits like Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon for The Legend of Billie Jean?
I don't know if I've seen either of those. I will try to check them out.
The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the Smosh movie? Because I was rewatching your Angry Birds movie review, and I was hoping you make a joke about Ian and Anthony being in the movie.
I didn't know they were in the movie. I missed it. No, I've never seen it, sadly. I should probably check it out.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. It's a me, Stridio. Just giving you a clue of what movie I just saw.
It's good, right?
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your all-time favorite Wes Craven movie?
Man, I gotta go through the list. I do have a soft spot for New Nightmare. I like the new spin he was putting on that.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the movie Caddyshack?
Oh, I like it. Again, it's one where I don't think I got into it quite as much as everyone else, but I like just what an enjoyable waste of time it is.
Caleb Barcelos, thank you for the 500 bits. Appreciate that. Do you have any favorite Mystery Science Theater 3000 episodes or an episode you didn't like?
Oh, come on. Mano, Space Mutiny, Merlin's Magical Shop. Yeah, it's like a three-way tie between those. I love all those.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever think of making a Letterboxd account?
Do we even know what that is.
I think it's a
I'm
review
sorry.
site, Letterboxd.
Oh, okay. We'll see. Yeah, I didn't even know it existed until now.
JRM, thank you for the 100 bits. A lot of movies seem to want to cake you think nowadays and explain so much, which why my number one movie this year to see was Cocaine Bear, because it advertised exactly what you were going to get, and sure, not really based on true story ish, but hey, was a movie I can turn my brain off, much like Doug did with X-Men Last Stand. Yeah, X-Men Last Stand.
You're gonna like the Mario movie. It's a perfect film for that.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. This might be an unpopular opinion, Doug, but I actually enjoyed Wayne's World 2 more than the original. It just made me laugh more. What are your thoughts?
I can see that. I remember the sequel being fine. I don't remember as much about it, apart from that big martial arts fight, which was really funny, but I remember being okay.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the sequel Borat subsequent movie film?
On the sequel, right? Or was
Yes,
the
the
original?
sequel.
I haven't seen it. A lot of people say it's really good. I was just kind of sick of that type of humor at that point. But I should check it out because a lot of people say it was decent. I'll try to look at it at some point.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, are there any orchestral film scores that you think are mediocre or straight up terrible?
Oh, sure. I mean, I can't think of them right now. I mean, Manos, The Hands of Fate. But yeah, I'm sure there's others, but they don't stick with me because they're mediocre and forgettable.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. One thing I really liked about both Minions movies was the retro music they used. The second film featured some great renditions of 70s hits, which I thought was pretty cool, especially for a modern kids movie.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I recently watched Top Secret for the first time, and it was so funny. The scene where the guard falls to the ground and shatters like a China doll had me on the floor.
Yeah, there's a lot of great. That whole backwards scene, it was so clever. Yeah, there's a lot of great scenes in that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie Takers?
I don't think I've seen or even heard of it. I'll try to look it up.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, so I checked. I am 4 years older than you. I'm surprised, not a criticism, mind you, an observation. But as an 80s kid, I loved He-Man, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Silverhawks, and Thundercats. Anyway, you never liked the OG He-Man. May I ask why?
Oh, I liked it fine. It's just something where I acknowledge there's nothing to it. It is just there to sell toys, and that's fine. That's enjoyable. But yeah, it's not something that has a lot of lasting power in terms of character and everything. But no, I like it fine for what it is.
Hold on.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Had some water go
Okay.
down the wrong throat. The
Oh
wrong
no.
tube.
Heather, chew your water. I was looking the wrong direction.
You were
God damn
looking
it,
the
I was
wrong
supposed to be
way.
This way. God damn it. I was
Yep.
like, oh, it's so clever because I'm doing the opposite. I'm like, no, it was the wrong way. Ah.
God, I
Okay,
hate
that-
when I inhale water. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Which effect do you think is worse, Wolverine's claws in X-Men Origins or Superman's upper lip in Justice League?
Yeah, that's rough. I'll say the upper lip because that literally gets in the way of the performance.
I love Kenton play stuff. Quick, Heather, eat a Hot Pocket!
Can't you just hold out your hand and one appears?
This one's up here, right behind me. Kenton play stuff. Thank you for the 100 bits. I genuinely do think the ending to the Mario 2 fanscription is a perfect place to finish the story. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't interested to see where a Mario 3 would go. Also, Mr. T, Bullet Bill, and Donkey Kong? Yes.
Yeah, we'll see how this one goes over. If a lot of people like it and want to see a third one, we'll do a third one.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever heard of / play a game called KSP, Kerbal Space Program?
No, not ringing a bell.
Yeah, I haven't. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Personally, I think you're too hard on the first Sonic movie. In my opinion, it's a fantastic adaptation of the 2006 Sonic game, right down to the mediocre quality.
I mean, how do you respond to that? You're not alone. People were very angry when I did not get into that movie.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Shailene Woodley? Thoughts on the project she does? Secret Life of the American Teenager, The Descendants with George Clooney, and The Spectacular Now.
Spell the name.
Shailene is her first name. And then it's Woodley, like Wood, Woodley.
Okay, let me see. I'm trying to think if I've
She did a lot of like
uh,
young adult stuff. I'm trying. Was she in
oh, is she a director?
No, she's an actress.
Oh, she's an actress.
She's an
Okay.
actress. She was in the Divergent. That's what it is. Yeah, the Divergent movies.
I don't think I've seen any of these, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. I missed them all.
CM Sully, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, we all know that the damage was done by the vampire puppies from the old studio, right?
Of course. Clearly.
Yes.
Possible joke that maybe I made before and I'm not following.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of Bowser in the Mario movie, both in terms of the performance and how he was written?
Oh, he's funny. The one thing I didn't know about, but then the more I thought about it, it made more sense, is that they make him this big, intimidating character, but he's a diehard simp for Peach. Like he's practicing like his come on lines. He's writing songs for her and daydreaming and imagining like handing her flowers. Like at first I'm like, well, that's a little weird. I'm like, no, that makes sense. That tracks. That's like the Bowser I kind of remember. So yeah, I liked him.
Thank you, chat. The vampire puppies from the old studio are a part of your Shining miniseries review.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, chat.
I've been into 16 years, man. I'm sorry. I'm going to miss a couple. That's what you're here for.
Kanor, thank you for that 3-month subscription. Welcome back. They just say, hello all, how you doing?
Good.
Exile, thank you for the 100 bits. If you think Schwarzenegger Baby and Baby Loki was bad, just watch The House with a Clock in Its Walls with Jack Black Baby. That one was made with practical effects, so it's real.
Yeah, that looked interesting too. And then I never heard about it again. I should check that out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, did you ever read the Divergent series with your students when you were teaching, and your thoughts? I never led a classroom discussion on it, but I did read the Divergent books because they were so popular with my students. And it started strong. The first Divergent is good, then Legion is and then the final one is awful. I hated the final Divergent book.
Are the movies anything or not really?
I don't even
there's only
think I
one.
saw past. No, there's Divergent. I think they made Allegiant as well.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I only saw the first Divergent movie. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. After Christmas and Halloween, what would you say is your third most favorite holiday?
A toss up between. No, it's Thanksgiving. Yeah, because it's lumped in between Christmas and Halloween. I also like big feasts. I like big meals and stuff and family getting together. So yeah.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. I've started playing Sonic Frontiers a lot this past month. I dig how it takes itself more seriously than past installments. Some would laugh at these colorful, cuddly creatures being less jovial and more stern, but hey, it happened a lot in Sonic Sad AM in the comics, so it doesn't feel as awkward to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, like, look at Spider-Man. That's a ridiculous outfit, but there's a lot of drama they do with that character. So yeah, if you can look at Pixar, all those characters. So if you can write it well, it works well.
Master Tiebreaker, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, give my congratulations to Malcolm on his role in that new Lackadaisy show on YouTube.
Yeah, I thought, and it was cool hearing him not just do that one voice, but he did a couple in it. Because I'm watching, I'm like, wait, that other guy sounds like Malcolm too. I'm like, oh, it is, okay.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 111 bits. Do you think they made Brothers Grimm movie/TV show that, true to the book and not the Disney route, would it be good?
Brothers, if they made or when they made?
If they make.
If they made, I don't know. I guess it would be interesting to see something that really follows the stories closer. No, I'd be down for watching it.
Coburn, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Black Sheep 2006 horror movie? Think of Resident Evil plot, but instead of zombie infection, it's violent sheep infected that infects sheep or humans if they get bitten.
Really? No, I have not seen this. It okay, looks unique. Oh my god, I will try to check this out.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. What is one of your favorite horror games from your past to now?
I did that one that never got made was a PT. Is that
Oh,
what it was
yeah.
called?
Mhm.
That was pretty clever and pretty creepy.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 100 bits. I became a huge NSP fan within the last year or so as I got more into Game Grumps. Starbomb, basically a Game Grumps plus NSP supergroup, is great too if you like songs from perspective of video game characters.
I think that's what I was thinking of when I was saying the video game ones. I'm like, wait, that's like their spin-off. I really like those as well. No, they're crazy talented.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. When I asked you last week why I thought you didn't like Whose Line Is It Anyway, it was mostly from assumptions through past jokes from old Nostalgia Critic reviews. With that said, who's your favorite actor from the show? I'd have to say mine is Colin Mockery.
The most talented, hands down, is Wayne Brady.
I love
mean,
him.
that guy he can literally do everything on that show, including laugh at himself, as we discovered with Chappelle Show. But a favorite, a combination of Ryan and Colin. When they're together, it's pure magic.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, I just finished seeing the Super Mario movie. It's not great. It goes in some weird directions, but it's a good time.
Yeah, that's funny. I'd almost, if it went in weird directions, I almost be like, ooh, that's interesting. That's unexpected. See, to me, I thought it went in every direction you thought it would go, but like in a way where it's like, that's kind of what I wanted. It's like a proof of concept, you know what I mean? That they can do a Mario movie. In the sequel, I want them to get weird. I want them to up the ante.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. Why do you think that the side characters are often better in movies and TV shows than the main characters?
Sometimes they just want the main character to be a blank slate. They want you to like put yourself in the character's role, and that can be done very well. Like I said, Superman's a good example. Kim Possible's a good example. There's plenty of good blank slates out there. But because of that, they're gonna make, like your Alice in Wonderland. Well, who's gonna be the most interesting? It's gonna be Wonderland, but you need Alice there, to look at and react off of it and stuff. So yeah, you need they always call it the straight man for the story.
Boy Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi Doug. If Koopalings appear in the Mario movies, who should voice them? I was thinking Tom Felton as Ludwig, Jason Schwartzman as Iggy, Sarah Silverman as Lemmy, Justin Rupel doing a TJ Miller impression as Roy, Mindy Kaling as Wendy, Thomas F. Wilson as Morton, Jason Lee as Larry, and Jacob Tremblay as Bowser Jr.
Well, Jason Tremblay, I'm sure his voice is cracking now. But actually, though, that's not bad casting. Yeah, I agree. Those are good.
God of War, thank you for the 515 bits. Appreciate that. Doug, any larger projects for the critic?
Trying to think. I'm keeping things a little smaller now. Everything seems to be much more based around kind of being genuine and honest. There are somebody brought up a great idea of doing a review of Megan and having Tamara as the Megan robot. I'm just immediately seeing that in my head. Like, yes, that is hilarious. But again, we probably want to wait till the studio's a little dry and not dripping as much from the ceiling. But there's one or two things I want to do, but yeah, in terms of like big epic, not much. There's one or two side projects I'm working on, but I'm getting older. Bigger stuff is trickier to do.
The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. NC on Balto 3.
Balto 2 didn't do that great, so probably not.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you have any favorite episodes of the Mythbusters? I honestly really like the duct tape episodes. It's amazing the kinds of things you can do with that stuff.
I'm trying to think. There's one where I remember they had to both get drunk for it, and I can't remember what it was, but they were comparing the differences between the two of them being drunk, and it's exactly what you think it is. The bald dude is very quiet, and the redhead guy is much more animated and weird. He's like, I can't even tell you're drunk at all. He's like, I'm drunk. I just love the difference between those two.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. I've also seen the new Dungeons & Dragons movie. I enjoyed the Guardians of the Galaxy feel it had.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. The Mario movie's like the first big film in the past like 2 or 3 weeks I've seen that's come. I miss like Creed 3, Dungeons and Dragons, John Wick, Cocaine Bear is another one people want to know my thoughts on. So yeah, sorry about that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Does this mean Heather has taken the Hot Pocket reign away from Jim Gaffigan? Absolutely, Hot Pockets made it official. They told me I'm officially the queen. I have the micro freezer branding and everything. This microphone is a Hot Pockets microphone. Yes, I am. Respect my reign.
Oh my God. I am only now. Show that fridge again. Oh my God.
You've never seen my micro freezer?
I missed that. Oh
it's
my God.
It's a microwave mounted on top of a freezer filled with Hot Pockets, Doug.
That's pretty magical.
It is magical. Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you know if a pregnant woman goes swimming, she is a human submarine?
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. That's good. Took me a bit. Yeah, okay.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. In fairness to Anakin, he's not wrong about sand.
I fucking hate sand, man. My wife loves going to the beach. I hate it. It is rough course and gets everywhere. I can't stand it. It's just a weird romantic line, and it comes out of nowhere. But yeah, every time I hear that line, I'm like, I'm with you, bro.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. With the Spider-Verse trailer, I couldn't stop geeking out over all the different Spider-Men. Look, there's Spider-Punk, there's Jessica Drew, there's Fantastic Bagman. OMG, they got Scarlet Spider. Wait, Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-Man Unlimited, and Spider-Man PS4 are doing the pointing meme. I'm so hyped!
Yeah, me too. When I saw the Punk one, I'm like, oh, I know that from the game. I'm a game, and it's like I don't know the story behind that one, so like it'll be cool to see if they go into that. The pointing. I mean, how many times have we seen that pointing meme? But the way
Yeah.
they worked it in, so good. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I recently watched all 3 Creed movies. I loved them, but the second one probably hit me most emotionally. Dolph Lundgren was amazing in it. The resolution between him and his son was legitimately moving.
I agree. The line that gets me, and that I can't give it away. It's what he says to his grandson at the end. That I'm just like, okay, that killed me. I'm dead. Just yep. I'm out. Tap out. I'm out.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Last bits for tonight. Later this year, I have to get my wisdom tooth extracted, so I'm gonna pretend I'm on Jackass to make it hurt less. I'm Orlando Garcia. This is a tooth pull. Gets hit in the nuts.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I still have all my wisdom teeth.
Nice.
They never had a need to pull any of them out. So yeah, I hear it sucks. So good
It's
luck.
not the most fun.
I take it back. Some people have had no problem at all. Others, it sucks. So yeah, well, they keep us posted.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you be doing another video for the May the 4th this year? Obviously, the next logical choice is Rugrats in Paris. Spoiler alert, but that plot twist when Chucky got a stepsister, I'm still in shock.
Well, spoiler. But I think it comes out the 5th, the NC, so it might be a day late. But we'll see.
Heavy Metal Harry, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug, thanks for coming to Dublin. If you remember, I was the guy with the injured rib. Have you played South Park: The Stick of Truth? It's incredible. It's turn-based, but it's partially designed for people who hate turn-based combat. Be warned, though, it features hands down the dirtiest content Matt and Trey have committed.
Oh, it just intrigues me even more. I've seen a little bit. I played a little bit, but not much. That might be fun to do on a stream because I just saw the opening with it with the Ralph Bakshi callback to the Lord of the Rings, and I loved that. Yeah, I might do that on stream sometime. That might be fun.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. What is one of your favorite natural disaster movies? Mine is Twister.
Maybe the Poseidon Adventure. That was pretty fun.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you'll do Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and the other Marvel Netflix shows for Disney December now that they're on Disney Plus?
I'll get to them at some point. I don't think I have them for this year, but probably the following year I'll try to get to those.
Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Want to explain about last week, mentioning Berenstain Bears? People were writing scathing articles about the authors upon their deaths, basically because they don't like the stories they wrote. I am mentioning this because you've made jokes about small children media, just saying be careful not to cross the line that those people did with writing those articles.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that. So yeah, interesting. I mean, I liked them fine. I grew up with them. I always enjoyed them.
Me too. All right, we have just a little time for some highlighted messages.
Alrighty.
Matt Gamer says, I know you didn't like the second ending of your Mario fanscription, but in my opinion, it has a funny humor to end on. Love it, Doug. Thank you.
Oh yeah, actually, it was Rob's idea who came up with that ending. We kind of went back and forth, and I'm like, shit, I hate it, but I know it matches, and so that's where we came up with it. Let's have it be a selection. People can choose which one they want.
Master Mario says, how old were you when you got your first crush? I was 7 and in first grade. Well, she moved a couple of years later to another town several miles down and forgot about her. We eventually reconnected on MySpace and are still friends to this day.
I'm trying to think. Maybe second grade? There's a girl, she's kind of a geeky girl, and I always thought she was kind of cute, but like, I didn't do anything with it because it was like, oh, girls, ew, I'm like, but you know, she's okay. I don't know, you know, that kind of thing.
Elite Gamer says, hello, Heather and Doug. Hope the studio gets fixed up soon. Love the new intro, by the way. Also, with the bad weather, Doug, Chaplin, Buster, I don't think we're in Chicago anymore. Thanks for all the great videos. You guys are awesome.
Oh, yeah. No. They wouldn't be like Toto, man. They would just totally go their opposite direction. They wouldn't follow me at all.
Lord R. Wolfen says, Heather, with the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection around the corner, will we see you, or if by a stretch Doug, stream that? If you've never played the games before, keep in mind that it has random encounters, but it's not turn-based. Oh, I did not have that on my radar, but that does not sound bad. I haven't really played many Mega Man games.
It is a turn-based, or isn't it turn-based?
It is not, but it has random encounters.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, Roger showed me one of the later Mega Man games, and it was hard, but it is fun. They're still very, very fun.
Yeah, cool. Power Gamer says, question for both of you. Favorite movie, TV show, anime, and video game of all time? I mean, I don't know if we can do all of those, but...
Yeah, anime, well, even anime, is that like movie or show? If they're talking about show, it's probably Cowboy Bebop. Let's do that. Let's say anime. Because what's your favorite anime series?
I don't even know what my favorite anime is. That's so hard. It's got to be something Gundam. And like some of my favorite Gundams are like Unicorn and 08 MS Team. So maybe one of those. I love Gundam. I love Gundam with all my little mecha loving heart. Alexander,
where do you keep the collection of the
It's
Gundams?
Downstairs right now. It's downstairs right now. Yeah.
It's huge. If anyone hasn't seen it, her collection's crazy. Fucking crazy.
Thank you. I spent a lot of money and time on it. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you rank the characters Austin Powers, Dr. Evil, Fat Bastard, and Goldmember?
I think just the way you listed them. No, I take it back. I put Dr. Evil probably on top of Austin Powers, but yeah, the way you just listed them.
All right, and this will have to be our last one. Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Last bits of the night. Glad to hear you're enjoying Owl House. Favorite character has to be Etta with sass, snarkiness, and the fact that she looks like Ryoko from Tenchi Muyo.
She does. I've only seen a little bit of that show, but now you mentioned, I'm like, that's exactly what she looks like. I didn't put that together.
All right, cool. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us here today. As usual, we super appreciate it. We do have content here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. So please come on back and hang out with us because we always appreciate seeing you here. We will actually be here on Friday evening.
Yes.
Doug will be back for more Arkham Asylum, more Bat Doug. So come on by to see Doug do a okay fine job of being Batman.
Oh my God. I worked my way up to that, Heather.
You did.
Touch.
You did.
You did. That means a lot.
Congrats. All right. We are all going to go over and raid Tamra. But hopefully we will see you guys tomorrow or Friday or Monday, or you know what? You get the point. Okay. Some other time. All right. Have a wonderful evening and we will see y'all later. Bye.